Well, welcome back. This is my channel, Fixing Things with Pastor Bill. And today we're going to try to get this cylinder head back on this motor here. We're working on a Satoff tractor. It's a S370. It was probably made back in the 70s. By the look of it, it's had a really rough life. And so today we already went over restoring the cylinder head, cleaning it, scraping off the gaskets, and checking out the block, making sure it's straight. And so today we're gonna go through everything that it takes to put the cylinder head back on. And if we have time, we're gonna probably put the brand new water pump on, and we'll probably change the oil in it. All right, so now we got the view of top of the cylinder head, and you can see we haven't done nothing with it. This is the same as we did it when we cleaned scraped the block off, and the block is clean. There's no gasket material left on it. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that there's no debris left in there. I see there may be some down here in the thread bolts. We're gonna clean that out. I may have to get my air compressor out here and blow some stuff out. But a little bit of stuff came out. Let me put that back in there. Let me get the... So we're going to take air pressure and blow out all these bolt holes, and maybe down into the water jackets a little bit, and especially around where all the gaskets blew on the side of the motor. We don't want that stuff coming back up. So first we'll start with the... Water coming up is a good sign. Put that back down in there because we don't want no more debris. Whoa, wrong hole. I see there's antifreeze in it. I can taste it. We're going to take the rags out now. We're going to attempt to turn the motor over, take it out of gear. Hopefully it won't roll down the hill. Blow the cylinder out. Take the rag and anything the ring pushes up to the top, take out. Now, like I said in the last video, the copper head gasket spray needs to be really clean to do its job the way it's designed to, and also needs to be moisture and oil free. So I got to get all that stuff out of it. Sorry for the air compressor noise, but that's what happens when you're working on motors. So what we're going to use is hand sanitizer, and we'll put a little bit of hand sanitizer on the block. And that's going to get any oils off of that. Also make it COVID free, baby. People say, well, why don't you use brake fluid? Why don't you use this? Why don't you use, because this is alcohol, evaporates really fast. Hand sanitizer has alcohol in it. And when it mixes with the water, it helps the water evaporate. So we're going to do the same thing to the cylinder head. Take a little hand sanitizer. Smear it on liberally. It ain't going to hurt nothing. See? Still fairly clean from last time. There it is. All right. So this is the high-temp sealant, copper head gasket spray. Now they say you could actually make a head gasket with this. I'm not going to attempt it. Do a little test here. You don't just want to start spraying it. You want to make sure it's mixed. So what happens is this stuff settles. It's got copper suspended in some type of fluid. And when the fluid and the copper gets heated up, it etches itself to the cylinder head and to the block and to the gasket. It makes a super tight bond. This stuff is miracle stuff. There we go. Probably not that great for the injectors and the glow plugs. We're going to do the same thing to the top of the block. All right, I went ahead and also sprayed both sides of the head gasket. Put that bad boy on there. But I didn't spray the whole thing. Just mostly around the combustion chambers. You want to get this thing lined up. Because I noticed the pistons are actually slightly taller than the deck height. Therefore, you want that gasket on there as straight as possible. And it looks like the head gasket is made for more than one application, which is okay with me. All right, we're gonna attempt to put the head on without gumming up everything. Of course, we got a fly stuck in it now. I'm looking down through the head bolt. And there we go. So we're going to put the head bolts in now. The gasket looks a little crooked. Maybe that's in the way. Good. So I got this 20W50 motorcycle engine oil, and this is what we're going to put on the threads. If you missed my last videos, engine oil on the threads makes it so that when you're torquing the cylinder heads down with your torque wrench, that it doesn't make the clicking and popping. It goes right to the torque specs that you want. You want to put it on you don't want to because you want to make sure the top of the cylinder head is dry, so you want to make sure you put the oil on.
After the cylinder head is laid on there. I'm not sure if these are even the correct head bolts.
Ooh, see, that one was loose. A little bit. A little bit. A little bit. So that's just with the ratchet. We probably got 10 pounds of torque on there, maybe less than that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the torque wrench out. No, I mean, excuse me. We're going to start off at about 30 pounds at first. Center. When you hear that click, you're done. Now we're going to move up to about 50, maybe. I gotta unlock it. We're at 40. That's from 30 to 40. Yes, we'll do 40. You don't want to just torque them right down. We're at 40 psi, or 40 pounds per square inch. And that's about how tight they were when I took them off. It tells you the last guy who assembled them wasn't very good. All right, so now we're gonna move it up. All right, that's 55. 60. See, now it's starting to get tight. They were not this tight before. Okay, now we're going to start getting hard. I'm going to move up to 80. Always going in the same sequence. It's rough on my shoulders. I got pins and stuff in them. Muscles are held on by screws. I think I just went out of sequence. Double check. Yep. That's 80. That's tough on this old man. All right, we're moving up. This is the way it's done. That's 90. 100. We are at 100 pounds. This is the crucial one. Shoulders don't let me down. Come on, baby. Woo! Oh, all right, we're going to go around one more time, but not changing the torque. There it is. That cylinder head is home. Whew. Oh. All right, so next thing we're going to do is change that water pump. So we'll get all that stuff ready. I'll get back with you here in just a minute. All right, to loosen the alternator up, we got to loosen this bolt. There's a bolt on the bottom. Sometimes you got to loosen them, sometimes you don't. Let's give it a good try. Sometimes it's good to say a good little prayer before you break on some of these old bolts. Oh, look at that. Sweet. Smooth. You gotta trust the Lord. So far, everything on this this build has been going really smooth. There we go, just like that. So what we'll do is we'll take it off the crank. Hopefully my fat head's not in the way. Once it's off the crank, well, that's tight right there. We'll get it over top of the fan. And I'm gonna put a new one on. That bad boy is cracked up. I don't have one with me, but we're gonna put a new one on. So that means the alternator's got to come off. But right now we're gonna work on a water pump. All right, so it looks like we have different length bolts. So you want to make sure your bolts are kept away. Hope, you know, something we may have to take off some other stuff too. I'm hoping we don't have to take off the fan. I have a nice set of ratchet wrenches, but they're in the shed, stacked up about 4 foot, because I don't have no toolboxes no more. And that shed is full of black widow spiders. So until I get the garage built, which you guys are going to be a part of that too, I'm going to build that garage right here. Actually, part of it's going to be right here where the tractor is. And it's going to be a 3-car garage. It may be metal, maybe wood, depending on the price of wood during the time. We're down in the woods here. This is beautiful down here. It's always shady. Oh yeah, we're good. Didn't have to take the radiator out. We'll set that one where we can find it. That one goes there. There's 4 bolts. Alright. I'm gonna break the other 2. Before I start taking too many apart. How many? 3 bolts. My bad. My bad. That's good. These 2 don't gotta come out. I'll show you why here. They're just part of the top of the thing. The kit comes with a little studs for the fan, and it comes with brand new gasket. Even though I got a brand new gasket in my gasket kit, it comes with it. You know, when you're dealing with engines this old where it's hard to get parts for, you don't want to throw away nothing. You want to keep all the spares and just store them, put them in the containers. I'll show you what I do. I take old milk crates and stuff like that, and I make storage bins out of them. Yeah, nice. Okay. All right. So what I noticed is when I took it off that there's a spacer for the water pump. So we got to clean this off and this side off, put it all back together with the long bolts. But you know, it's good because now I can see inside. Here's the crack. I don't know if you can see that on there. Yeah, the crack is right here. And I can see whether or not how bad that crack is from the inside. So let me get the water pump out of the way. All right, after I got the water pump off, one of the things I noticed, I don't know if you can see it, but I'll see if I can't get a picture posted on there, overlay it. And there is a hole here that was blocked off. It's got some kind of dirt in it, but it goes into the water jacket and goes through that spacer. And I'll bring this water pump up here. Right there, it's RVT shut. It actually goes into the, so I think before the thermostat opens up, that actually keeps the water circulating somewhat through the motor. So we're gonna clean that out. We're gonna make it right, but we're gonna do the same procedure we did with the cylinder head. The gasket stayed on the spacer. So we're gonna scrape these off, clean them off real good, get all the oil off them, put brand new gaskets on it, and put the new water pump on with the hole clean. So we're gonna see what we can do with that. It may be the case like it was with the cylinder head, the gasket and stuff is made for more than one motor. But and I think that is the case. Yeah, that is the case. There's no hole there. Okay, that settles that. So that means that water pump is made for more than one application. I need to check my new water pump, see if it's got the same hole. And it does. So the new water pump has the same hole in it right there. Huh. Okay. Let me zoom in on that thing. That's as far as you'll zoom. All right, I'm gonna finish cleaning up this gasket. right, so this is that spacer, and that's the hole right there. That's the bolt hole. That's the hole that went to it. But there's no hole in the block for it. That's funny. So this spacer, the water pump, is made for more than one of these little diesel motors. So that means like the KE 150 or something like that may have a, this is the KE 70 motor, the KE 150 or different size motor, which is the same series, may use that hole. But on this one, it doesn't. So I'm going to clean up that spacer just like we did the cylinder head, and we'll put it right on, get this thing going. All right, because I didn't take the radiator off, I have to get these bolts in now, because they hit that and they won't come out. So I got to put them in beforehand. So I took the liberty and went ahead and cleaned this up, spray painted it and everything. Still kind of gooey. It's probably going to stick like a big dog. Take a little teetering shelf here. That ain't gonna work. Maybe I'll just hold it. How about that? Even though the original, the brand new water pump came with studs, we don't have nuts to go on them. So we're going to use the original bolts, which is no problem because they're in good shape. See, there's underneath all that, the cosmoline is still on them. Good enough for government work. Now this thing is ready to go back together. Okay, I got my first issue. This gasket came with the water pump, and the exact same gasket came with the, almost the exact same gasket came with the gasket kit. But as you can see, it doesn't line up and leaves a hole right here where it goes in. So we put some gasket maker sealer stuff. This stuff is supposedly the best junk there is, so we'll find out. We'll put a little bit more up there where the bolt goes through. And we'll get this thing on there. This is a super high-tech gasket sealant, and I've used this stuff in the past, and it holds gaskets in place, and it works pretty good as a gasket maker also. I'm not a fan of RVT. RVT kind of splashes around and smushes out and gets into your other areas. All right, we're gonna get this thing in there. Oh, we're recording now. Sorry about that. All right, we'll get the top 2 bolt holes lined up. And started. Then we work on the hard one on the bottom. We don't want to tighten it all the way up. We just want to get it up there so the gasket material doesn't slide around. All right, the old man's gonna get down on his knees now. Oh yeah, thread it right in. All that prepping and cleaning and stuff. These bolts didn't want to come out. They were corroded into years of corrosion between the aluminum and the metal. Dissimilar metals tend to have issues, especially if moisture gets in between there. We shouldn't have that problem this time. We're going to snug this one up. And we're almost done with this video. All right. The bottom one's snug. In the next video, we're going to be adjusting the valve lash, putting the rocker arms back on and the push rods back in and the valve cover back on. Putting our brand new hose clamp back on it. Even though it ain't got no gasket between the block and the thing, I think it's gonna be fine. It would have leaked right there. That gasket would have came up and leaked right there. This stuff is not like RVT. It doesn't smush out. It sticks and it's tacky. Fill space is really good. I've never had a problem with it. Like I said, I'm not a fan of RVT. People swear by it, make gaskets out of it and everything else. When the oil gets on it, it just turns to a squishy mess. Just like that, that water pump is done, baby. She looks sweet. So someone's been chunking on that water hose right there. I'm not gonna tighten that. We're gonna get brand new clamps. Those things are junk. right, there it is. The cylinder head is on, all torqued down, and the new water pump is on. I'm gonna try to get a brand new belt, so when I come back here and we work on this thing tomorrow, I gotta run and do some errands tomorrow. Gotta see my dad. He's in the old folks home, and I also gotta pick up some stuff for my wife tomorrow, and then we'll be back over here to do this. So if you like this video, please subscribe. And I'm retired now, and I can use all the help I can get. We're going to be doing all kinds of projects. We're even going to build a garage, a 3-car garage. And you'll be here with me to step by step. I got all kinds of projects. I got lawn mowers, motorcycles. I got cars, trucks, and vans that are going to be customized, and we're even going to tub out a Pinto. That's right, we're going to put those big tires up underneath the car and make a full-fledged racing machine, pro stock racing machine, and drive it on the street. It'll be street legal. This tractor is coming together real good. I'm not seeing no problems. We did have a problem with the head gasket today. I mean, not the head gasket, but the water pump gasket. We got that thing squared away. You know, you don't have to go to machine shops and everything to do everything. You can do things yourself. And with videos like this to help you along, it makes things sometimes a lot easier. And you know, I've over the years I've gained a lot of knowledge on how to do stuff, and it just seems right to spread that knowledge around. This old tractor is going to be put to good use and not put in the crusher. So we're going to restore this thing back. My wife had made a suggestion that instead of painting this thing original, we'll go ahead and paint this thing like the General Lee, with the orange and the flag and the General Lee logos and all that stuff on it, and the 01. So we may do that. Whatever we do, it's going to look good, I guarantee. So God bless everybody, and please subscribe, like, and all the channels, and press all those buttons. And I have another channel too, Pastor Bill it's the Church of White Oak. You can see all my sermons and all that stuff at church. And I want to be starting another YouTube channel also, me at the barbershop. So gotta check them all out.